Namaste, everybody. I'm Tamal Dodge. This is BODHI. Welcome for another session here, about an hour vinyasa. This is Kate. She'll be demonstrating. We'll get started in child's pose today. Let's come onto your hands and knees, tops of your feet flat on the mats. Sit on your heels, place your forehead to the earth, and either arms extend forward or arms down by your sides. And I like to have my big toes touching and the knees wide enough apart that the ribs hang right between the inner thighs. And then just taking these initial moments and minutes to settle in. Pulling our attention away from the periphery, away from the externals, and just becoming more conscious and meditative of not just the breath, but our mood, our energy level, taking into consideration all the subtle variables. This will make our practice very mindful versus mindless. And once you let the dust just settle, we can take a big inhale through the nose and hold the breath at the very top, sealing it. Out of the mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose, holding at the peak. Let it go. Go back to breathing through the nose. Make your breath sound like you're fogging a mirror with your mouth shut. Find the audible ujjayi. Let's walk your arms forward if they're not there already. Spread your hands wide on the mat so you're stretching the fingers and the webbing between the fingers. Pull the tailbone away from the arms so you're stretching the space in the lower back. And let's walk your hands off to the right. Stack your left palm on top of the right knuckles if that feels good, and then pull the left hip back a little bit. So you're creating this lateral stretch across the left side body. We breathe. And switch sides, walk your hands all the way to the left. Stack the right palm on top of the left knuckles now, and then draw the right hip back. We're just trying to ease into our practice versus rushing into it. Walk your hands back to center. Let's come onto all fours, your hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take your right arm and reach it up to the sky. And like you're threading a needle, take the right arm under and across the body to the left. Drop the right shoulder and ear to the floor. Then I like to slide my left arm forward and climb onto the left fingertips. So there's still a little bit of support in that left arm. And we breathe. No rush. Let's come back to all fours, your hands and your knees. We'll switch sides. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Left arm threads under the body. We drop the left shoulder and ear to the floor. We crawl the right arm forward and stay high on the right fingers. We steer the hips towards the front of our space. Just using our own body weight and gravity to help open us up. Let's come onto all fours, your hands and your knees. Wrists under the shoulders again, knees under the hips. Take an inhale, lift your head, dip the stomach. Then exhale, tuck and round, back and forth on your own. Just kind of rolling through our cat-cows. Loosening up the spine. Breathe. We come to a flat neutral back. Let's extend the right leg behind us, dorsiflex the right foot, and then spin the right inner thigh towards the sky. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bring the right knee to your nose, round in your upper back. Then inhale, extend the leg back, lift the head up. Then exhale, knee to nose, on your own, back and forth. So it's just like the cat-cows, but with the leg extension involved. So we're loosening up the hips, additionally stimulating the core muscles. Just following the natural theme and progression of the practice. Let's meet with the leg extended back. Take an inhale, but this time as you exhale, take the right knee under and across the body to your left elbow. Then inhale, extend it back, this time to the right elbow. Reach it back on your own in that sequence of going left, then right. Just messing around with the destination of where that knee is headed. It's going to help us get into our obliques, start to engage different muscles, touching upon a little of everything. And then we'll meet with the leg extended back. Let's reach your left arm forward in a handshake fashion for a cross-diagonal balance. Root down with the right palm, so you're creating space between you and the floor. Take the front ribs in, draw the tailbone towards your inner thighs. The neck gets longer, longer, longer. The face gets softer. Take a big inhale, then exhale, set it all down. Turn your fingers to point towards your knees. So you're just changing the position of your hands so we can stretch the wrists and forearms more. Take an inhale, lift the head, dip the belly. Then exhale, tuck and round back and forth on your own. And then we're going to come to a flat neutral back. Turn your fingers to point forward. Let's extend the left leg behind you. Dorsiflex the left foot. Spin the left inner thigh to the sky. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, knee to nose, round in the back. Then inhale, extend it back. Lift the head on your own. And then we'll meet with the leg extended back. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, take the left knee under and across to the right elbow. Then inhale, extend it back, then to the left elbow. Reach it back. You know how this goes. 30 seconds, casually running through it, stimulating the abdominal muscles. We'll meet with the leg extended back. Let's reach the right arm forward in a handshake fashion. So we have this balancing pose here. We're grounding down through the left palm, so you're creating space between you and the floor. We're wrapping the left upper outer arm, the left outer tricep, outer deltoid back. We're still leading with the left inner thigh to the sky. We're taking the front ribs in. Follow with an inhale. Then exhale, set it all down. Let's tuck your toes, lift your knees, find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So first down dog, if you want to pedal out the legs a little bit, shift your weight side to side, do any organic movements that feel appropriate. And eventually we settle with the legs hips width apart and the heels disappear behind the toes. The arms are shoulder width apart, the fingers point forward, the hands spread wide. The forearms lift, the upper outer arms wrap down and around. Then the belly kind of vacuums in, and that momentum of the belly pulling in is going to help draw the hips and the thigh bones back. Let's lift your right leg up. Let's bring the right knee to the nose, shoulders are over the wrist, pause. Press the earth away to round in your upper back like a cat. So there's a protraction. Then inhale, extend the leg back. Again, knee to nose on your own. Flow freely. Let's meet with the leg extended back. So we're essentially doing the same things we did on all fours, but here. So we'll take the right knee under and across to the left elbow, then extend it back to the right elbow, reach it back on your own. Kind of tricked you guys into this, right? We started with the modified version, and then we start to layer that and make it more expansive and vigorous and rigorous. Cultivating that natural heat in the body. With the leg extended back, lunge the right foot between your hands, stay on the ball of your back foot. Let's climb onto your fingertips. So square your hips forward, draw your chest forward so we're not slouching or hunching or rounding. And once your left leg is fired up, that means we're pressing the left thigh bone into the hamstring. We'll reach your arms down your ribs, reaching back. So the palms will either face each other or they'll face the floor. It's the difference between having a neutral position as the palms face each other, or when the palms face the earth, it's an external rotation. Both are good. Just try to avoid having your palms face the sky. If the palms face the sky, we internally rotate, we congest the space. It makes things a little more counterproductive. Notice if your head is lifted and you're looking forward, see if you can tuck your chin in a little bit. So we're lifting the base of the skull. It's called the occiput off the C1 and creating space there. Make a small change. Let's reach your arms forward. Palms face each other, or now they can face up. We breathe. No rush. Think crescent and come all the way up to the sky. So when we're in crescent, I like to soften the back leg just a little bit, and that's going to enable us to exaggerate the posterior tilt, the tailbone going under. The right calf presses to the right shin, the right upper thigh bone draws back, the front ribs knit in, the back ribs will lift up away from the kidneys. Take your hands at prayer. Let's hook your left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twist. Because we've done all these twisting knee to elbow type poses, has already prepped our spine for something like this. So the elbows are stacking, the thumbs are getting closer to the heart center. The skin of the right hip should draw back, and then the thigh bone of the left leg presses up. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, hands come down to the ground. Let's step back to plank and let's lower slow. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, maybe upward facing dog if you're ready. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Round two, so let's lift the left leg up. Let's bring the left knee to the nose, shoulders are over the wrist. Think cat pose. Then inhale, extend it back on your own. Start to carry that momentum. We'll meet with the leg extended back. Bring the left knee under and across to the right elbow. Reach it back, then to the left elbow. Extend it back in that sequence. Just try to keep those arms straight and strong as you're moving forward and back. We'll meet with the leg extended back. Let's lunge the left foot between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Climb onto the fingertips and take a moment here. We square the hips forward so they're not lopsided. We fire up the back leg. The sternum starts to draw to the front of your mat. Then you can reach your arms down the ribs. Notice where your arms are in space. We want the palms facing each other or the floor. The shoulder blades, the scapula, stamp into the back and then they glide down the back. Once we've kind of run through our little checklist of things, we can reach our arms forward. And breathe. Think crescent, come all the way up. So we sink into the front leg, we soften the back leg, we exaggerate the tailbone, recycling under. The outer hips start to frame in. That means we don't want them swinging right or left, they're stationary. We take the front ribs in and then slightly down. And you notice when we do that, the bottom tip of our sternum, the xiphoid, starts to pull down and it creates like a little bit of a hunching or slouching. So then you want to take the top part of your sternum and lift it up. Get those arms straighter. Take the hands at prayer, hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, twist. Get the elbows stacked. Drive more weight with the top hand down into the bottom hand. That way you get the thumbs closest to the heart center of the sternum. Now you can straighten that back leg out and pull back vigorously through the inner right heel. Take a big inhale, and then exhale, hands come down. Let's step back to plank. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath at the peak. Out of your mouth. Let's come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or hop. Inhale, glance out, climb onto the fingers or work the hands up the shins. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, glance out, ardha. Exhale, fold and uta. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Open your legs hips width apart if they're not there already. Put a generous bend in your knees to start with. Take the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Pull your arms to the sky. And then if it feels good, you can straighten the legs. Pressing the thigh bones back, tilting the hips forward. Breathing into the hamstrings, the calf muscles, the backs of the knees. We'll do the exact same kind of interlace with your hands, but with the opposite pinky, opposite thumb on top. So the tiniest subtle shift of the fingers. It just helps balance out what we're experiencing in the shoulders, so nothing is left behind. And release your hands down to the ground. Put a little bend in the knees and like a ragdoll, roll up vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, all the way up to standing. Once we're here, we step the feet together, take the hands at prayer in front of the heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold your body forward. Inhale, glance out. Then exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that looks great. I'm going to get you guys to standing. I'll let you loose for 2 rounds completely solo on your own. Come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. 2 rounds on your own. Once you finish 2, we'll all meet in downward facing dog, regrouping there. You're in full control of how fast or how slow you're going. You're in full control of what you're adding in, taking out, or maybe adhering to tradition and just following the basics of it. And once you're finished, you're just in downward facing dog. We're going to open your feet a little wider, about mat's width apart. Take the knuckle side of your right hand to your lower back. What this does, it just takes out some of your foundations, the upper body, the shoulders and everything have to work. They stimulate, they fire. And then we're going to take that same right arm under your body and grab a hold of your outer left calf or ankle, finding a twist. Avoid climbing onto the left fingertips. You want to ground down through the left palm. And we'll do that all on the other side. So the right hand comes back to the mat. The knuckle side of the left hand glues to the lower back. Just let everything kind of settle in right here. Now, we'll take the left arm under and across the body and hold on to your outer right calf or ankle. Find the twist. Just notice how the hips want to swing way out to the right. Hug the hips a little bit to the left. Set the left hand down. Keep your feet wide. Let's drift to plank. Kick both heels to the right so they're nice and staggered off. Reach the left arm up to the sky, Vashisthasana. So turn the left hand down, reach over your head. Hug the front ribs in. Scoop the tailbone towards your inner thighs. Get long through the sides of the waist, long through the sides of the neck. Let's reach the left arm up. Left hand down, switch sides. Kick both heels to the left. Send your right arm up. Turn the right hand down, reach over your head. So we may be scooping the tailbone down and getting long through the sides of the waist, but we also want to take the front ribs in towards the back body. Yes. Let's reach the right arm up. Right hand comes down. Bring the legs and hips width, arms shoulder width. Take an inhale in your plank, and as you exhale, lean forward. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. That looks great. Let's inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, lunge the right foot between your hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Once again, run your arms down the ribs. So reset. Soften your lips, soften your jaw, the lips, the tongue. We'll reach the arms forward. Take your hands at prayer in front of the heart. Warrior 3, back foot comes up. Stabilize by getting heavier in your right big toe. If you put the weight in the pinky toe side of your right foot, you become unstable and you start hopping around the room like you're dancing on coals. So root down through the right big toe, active in the quadriceps, micro bend in the right knee. But the hovering leg, the left leg, should be straight as can be because we're not bearing any weight on it. So you're trying to stamp your left heel on the back wall. Interlace your fingers at your heart. Without touching the left foot to the ground, stand up, bend the left knee into the chest, hug it in tightly with the arms. Keep drawing the tail under. That's going to help with the lift of the left knee closer to the left pectoralis. Now keep the left leg where it is, reach your arms up to the sky, and then go ahead and kick your left leg straight. Try to lift the leg a little higher than the hips. Maybe let the left leg drift a little bit to the right so it crosses the midline, the threshold, the barrier. Now, think standing splits. Left leg swoops back, the hands land on the floor in front of you. Walk your hands close to the right leg, slide the right hand to the right, slide the left hand to the left, cup the flow with the fingers, and then dip your chest, your sternum to the right shin bone, Urdhva Prasrita Ekapadasana. That right leg's taking some extra attention right now. Inhale, lift the left leg more. Exhale, set it next to right, feet together. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, step back to the top of a push-up, and let's lower slow. Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to play with a little bit of a balance challenge. We're going to open your legs again, mats width apart. Take the knuckle side of your right hand to your lower back. Now, if you need something to focus on, you can either stare at the floor or your left thumb. It's okay to lift your head a little bit. And now you're going to lift your left leg up to the sky behind you. Yes. If you fall, it's totally fine. Set the left foot down. You're going to go under and across. Right hand grabs the outer left ankle or calf. This is the craziest of the crazy of the balance challenge. You either stay like this. You don't have to do this next thing, but if you want it, you can stare at the floor out to the side to the left. You're going to lift your right leg up to the sky. It's all different when you're trying to balance on one side. Yep. It's super crazy. Set the hand and the foot down. If you have it up, we'll switch sides. Knuckle side of the left hand to the lower back. Stay here, or you got it, lift your right leg up to the sky. This one's a little simpler because you're doing opposite sides. So you have the left foot on the ground, the right hand on the ground. They act as like offset pegs. The right foot goes down, the left arm goes under and across. You grab the outer right ankle or calf. Stay here, or get heavy in that right big toe and lift the left leg up behind you. Heavy, heavy, heavy in the big toe. Oh. Hand and foot down. Keep your legs wide. Let's drift to plank. This one's different. We're not doing Vashisthasana. I want you to take your right hand dead center underneath your heart on the floor. Then you take the knuckle side of your left hand to your lower back. Oh my goodness. Square the hips towards the earth. You can always do this from your knees. G.I. Joe Asana. Switch sides. Left hand dead center. Knuckle side of the right hand to the lower back. Set the right hand down, readjust. Your arms are shoulder width, legs are hips width. Lean forward, big inhale. And as you exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. Let's lift the left leg up. Lunge the left foot between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Let's run your arms down the ribs. So find the sense of cobra in the chest, little up dog, camel pose, so we're not slouching. We're finding the softness in the shoulders. Then we reach your arms forward, take the hands at prayer in front of the heart. Warrior 3, back foot comes up. Stabilize, heavy in the left big toe. Active in the quads. Hips are squaring towards the earth. Interlace your fingers at your heart without touching the right foot to the ground. Stand up, bend the right knee into your chest. Loop your arms around the front of that right shin bone. Now, keep the right leg where it is. Reach your arms up to the sky. Kick the right leg straight. Let the right leg drift a little bit to the left. Think standing splits. Right leg swoops back. Hands land on the floor in front of you. Walk your hands towards the left leg. Get close. Slide the left hand to the left. Slide the right hand to the right. Cup the floor with the fingers. And then dip your chest, your sternum to the left shin. And we breathe. Take an inhale, lift the right leg more. Exhale, set it next to left. Feet together. Inhale, glance out. This time, exhale, just fold forward. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Sit low, reach high. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up. Same exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Here we go. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to folds. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior A. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we have one more round of that, and then we'll start to take another detour. Let's come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand up. Same exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, we step back, we lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands come down, we step back, we take the vinyasa, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog, followed by a very well-deserved child's pose. Lower the knees to the floor, sit on the heels, forehead to the earth. Let's extend the arms forward. Let's come onto all fours, your hands and knees. Back to where we started. Let's extend the right leg behind you. Reach your left arm forward in front of you. Now bend your right leg, reach back with the left hand, catch your ankle, drive the right shin bone back as you lift your chest some more. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, reach your arm forward, extend the leg back, pause here. Find your composure, take another inhale, but as you exhale, only set the left hand down. So, I want you to lean forward, way past your fingers. You can keep your left knee on the floor, but if you want to lift your left foot up as well, that's fine. I want you to touch your chin to the front edge of your mat, elbows in, push yourself back up. 2 more, lower halfway, or chin down, back on up. Again, lower, lift, and pause. Tuck your left toes, pick up your left knee, push back into the left heel, 3-legged downward facing dog. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. Come up high on your left toes, and let's flip the dog. Drop the right foot to the left, take the right hand off the mat, reach it up and overhead, lift from the chest. Back to the 3-legged dog, right hand to the mat, right leg to the sky, square the hips, bring the right knee to the nose. Step it through, turn your back heel down, climb onto your fingers, and let's wedge the right arm against the outer right calf, reach your left arm up to the sky. Turn your left hand down, reach over your head. Keep grounding down the outer edge of that back foot so the inner left arch, calf, and thigh lifts. Get longer through the sides of the waist, stronger in the front body. We breathe. No rush. You guys are like, that's easy for you to say, Tamal, you're not in the pose. A few more breaths. So we'll reach the left arm up, but we're going to take the left hand to your left hip bone. Look 12 inches in front of you. Place your right fingers there. Take your back foot off of the ground for half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Again, it's a balancing pose, so heavy in the right big toe. Recruit the quads. Stack the left side of the body on top of the right. Then you can reach your left arm up to the sky. Kickstand the left foot on the back wall. Breathe. Make sure that top arm's in line with the shoulders. We'll bend the right leg a lot. Think warrior 2 and step way back. Yes. Place your right forearm on top of your right quadricep. Drop the left arm behind your back. Try stuffing your left fingers in your inner right hip and thigh crease. And use that leverage to help open up the left side of your chest and open up the front of the left shoulder, the anterior deltoid. Now we're going to take it up a notch. So you keep what you have. You take your right hand to the inside of the right foot. You either stay here or you wrap it up. The right arm goes under the right hamstring. You grab a hold of your left fingers or wrist. And you lean your shoulder blades to the right. Breathe. Think warrior two and come all the way up. Straighten your front leg, take your hands to your hips, step your left foot to meet the right at the front of your mats. Feet together, relax your arms, inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Now, sit a little bit deeper, split your knees open. We're gonna go to crow pose, so the hands land at the front of your mat. You wedge your knees into your upper arms. You lift your butt some more until you can get your elbows stacked over the wrist, and maybe one or both feet pop up. Nice, Kate. Step back, shoot back, float back, give it what you got. After you've taken the vinyasa, we will all meet in downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath at the top. Out of the mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. Holding at the peak. Let it go. Let's lower to all fours, your hands and your knees. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's extend the left leg behind you. Reach the right arm forward in front of you. Bend your left leg, reach back with the right hand, catch the ankle, drive the shin bone back, lift the chest some more. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, reach your arm forward, extend the leg back. Another inhale, and as you exhale, only set the right hand down. So if you want to stay balancing on that right knee but lift the right foot up, that's a cool option as well. Lean forward, either halfway or chin on the floor. Push yourself back up. Two more, lower down. Back on up, one more, lower. Lift, tuck your right toes, pick up the right knee. Push back into the right heel, three-legged dog. Bend the left leg, open up the hip. Come up high in the right toes and then flip your dog. Drop the left foot to the right, take the left hand off the mat, reach it up and overhead. Lift and live from the heart. Let's come back to the three-legged dog. Left hand to the mat, left leg to the sky. Square the hips, knee to nose. Step it through, back heel down, climb onto your fingers. Wedge the left arm against the outer left calf. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Turn the right hand down, reach overhead. I'm seeing beads of sweat on Kate's face. That means we're in a good place right now in our practice. So we're thinking about dragging our heels towards each other. They'll never connect, but we want that energetic pull where it's like we're plugging the femoral heads more into the hip socket, stabilizing versus destabilizing. A little bit more. Let's reach your right arm up. Right hand to the right hip. Look 12 inches in front of you. Place your left fingers there. Take your back foot off of the ground. Half moon Ardha Chandrasana. We will look for balance. So left big toes rooting down. Quads are engaging. Stacking the right side on top of the left. Angling the right big toe down a little. Then reaching your right arm up to the sky. Make sure the right arm falls more in line with the shoulder. It's okay, you can bring your right arm forward more. The right arm, top arm. Yeah, even more. Perfect. Now we're gonna bend the standing leg a lot. Think warrior two and lightly step way back. Make sure the stance is nice and wide. We place the left forearm on top of the left quad, drop the right arm behind the back. Look for the crease of your left hip, and that's going to help open up the pose. We're going to take it up a notch. So we drop the left hand down to the inside of the left foot. You either stay here in the half bind or the full bind. Whatever you did the first round, you want to do on the second round. Kate. Try leaning the shoulder blades to the left. Just leaning into the pose. Think warrior two, and come all the way up, straighten the front leg, hands glued to the hips, step the right foot to meet the left. Feet together, arms relax, inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Pause. Sit a little deeper, split the knees open, crow pose, hands land on the floor in front of you, wedge the knees into the triceps, one or both feet lift, think cat pose in your upper back. That's going to help you stick the pose with stability in the shoulders, that little flexion of the spine. Step back, shoot back, float back. After the vinyasa, we meet in downward facing dog, settling there. Let's take a big inhale through your nose, hold your breath at the top, out of the mouth. Let's drift to plank, and let's lower to your belly. Extend your arms down your ribs, palms face down. On an inhale, lift your chest, your head, your arms, your legs. So you're just balancing on your hips. Notice how your toes want to move away from each other and your heels want to knock in towards each other. Do the opposite. Heels out, toes in a bit. That's going to encourage us spinning the inner thighs towards the sky. Then you're going to take the tailbone and scoop it towards your inner thighs, creating this posterior tilt, like a tucking, a rounding. Then the low belly will lift, and we take the strain out of the lumbar. Bend your knees, reach back, grab your ankles, drive the shin bones back, lift the chest more, Bodhi. Most people want to flail their knees way wide apart. You want to bring your legs in just about hips width apart. Bigger isn't always better. Take a big inhale, then exhale, let it all go. Let's roll over onto your back, however you want to get there. Don't get too excited, we're not out of the woods yet. So, lift your feet up the level of your knees and get your knees stacked directly over the hips. Dorsiflex the feet. Reach your arms forward, palms will face down. Now head and shoulders lift. As your arms pulse, your head and shoulders pulse with them. Special little gift for Kate today. A little extra core work. A few more. Keep pulsing. Try straightening your legs. They can hover 2 feet off the ground, 6 inches off the ground. You just don't want your low back lifting up. That's the kind of the gauge. So you lift up to the degree where your low back can stay on the floor. Yeah. Hug your knees to your chest. Okay, let's point your legs up to the sky. Reach your arms forward, palms face each other, head and shoulders lift. Lower the left leg 2 inches from the ground. Lift it up, then the right leg, and then the left, and then you switch, and then you switch on your own. Hug your knees to your chest. Got a last one here. So, you're going to point your legs up to the sky. Cross one ankle over the other. Cup the sides of your head with your fingertips, elbows are wide. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, you crunch, but lift your butt up 2 inches. Yep. Every time you crunch, your butt lifts. It's kind of like awkward in the beginning because you have to coordinate two things, but then you see why we do it. It's like belly on fire mode. Keep doing your crunches. Cross your ankles the other way and keep going. Hold a crunch. Reach your arms forward. Keep your legs crossed. Lower them 2 inches from the ground. Curl your toes like you have ballerina feet, and then switch the crossing your ankles, then switch and switch, just hovering right there. Oh, I know. Kate's looking at me like, why? Why did you have me do this? Hug your knees to your chest. Ouchie. That one will get you. Cool down time. Set your feet on the floor, heels to your butt. Plant the palms in the ground by your sides. Lift the hips. Interlace the fingers underneath your back. Tuck the upper arm bones underneath you. Make sure your toes are pointing forward or slightly inward. Let the inner thighs roll down. Take an inhale, lift a little more, then exhale, come on down, hug the knees to the chest. Let's cross your right ankle over the left quad. Take your right arm split between your legs, hold on to the left leg, take your left arm around the outside of the left leg, hold it in as well. Reclining pigeon pose, Supta Kapottasana. Dorsiflex the feet, work to press the right knee forward. Keep what you have. Take your arms out to the sides like cactus arms. Slide the right knee over the left. Maybe hook the right foot under the left calf. If it doesn't hook, it's not a big deal. Look to the right. Drop both knees to the left. Twist. Bring your knees back up into your chest, untangle the legs, hug them in with the arms. We'll do the reclining pigeon here, so we'll cross the left ankle over the top of the right quad. The left arm goes split between the legs, holds on to the right shin. The right arm goes around the outside of the right leg, hugs it in as well. And we breathe. Coming down the mountain. Keep what you have. Take your arms out to the sides like cactus arms. Slide the left knee over the right. Maybe you can hook the left foot under the right calf. We look to the left, drop both knees to the right. Let's bring the knees back up into the chest, untangle the legs, and we'll take happy baby. Arms go split between your knees. You hold onto the outer edges of your feet, pull your knees down by your ribs, feet are wider than hips. Notice if your butt wants to lift off the ground. Try sinking your sacrum down, but then you notice that there's this little pocket in your lower back because it lifts. You want to draw on the belly to descend the lumbar down. If you notice that your shoulders are not where you want them to be, they're winging out. You want to plug the scapulas into the upper back so your sternum and collarbones widen. And hug the knees to the chest. Place the forehead on the knees. Take a very big inhale. Hold your breath. Squeeze everything, all tension, all stress into one tight little ball. And then let it all go. Sprawl open. Shavasana. You've arrived. So with your eyes closed, your face soft, feet, knees, and palms dropped open. And every muscle, bone, tendon, joint relaxed. And this is the time, this is the place where we let our body and mind recoup, soak in the fruits of our effort. Marinating in Shavasana requires us stepping aside from our everyday life, not just the physical practice. It's like flipping off a switch, and we drift. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Naminde Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Te Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesha Sunyavare Vaskacharistharine Jayatam Srimate Katyani Devi Dasi Kripabdaye Patitanam Bando Radha Krishna Para Kamala Devi Jaya Jaya Namo Namo Bhajashri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gurvakta Vrindam. Together, take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath. Let it go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring movement back to the body. And with your eyes still shut, roll over to whatever side you like. With your eyes still closed, come up to seated. Sit up tall, take your hands at prayer in front of your hearts. Follow your breath. This world is not only a busy place, but it can be a chaotic place. In fact, in yoga, they designate this place we're residing in right now as Martya Loka, which means a place of anxiety. So if we want to move away from this place of anxiety, we have to start to transport our consciousness into transcendental or non-material spiritual activities. Because they say the root cause of our anxiety is a soul, like us, thinking that it is a material being that is misidentifying with material things. And when we wake up and we realize I am not this material body, this material world is not my eternal home. I am a spiritual being having a material experience, and I need to engage in spiritual actions in order to reawaken my spiritual amnesia. Then I'll start that process of moving out of anxiety, moving out of frustration, confusion, and chaos, and moving into a place filled with clarity and blissfulness. Sounds pretty great. Let's take a big inhale. Hold your breath. Let it go. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing with us